was 1-0 for Cambodia, but Malaysia were able to equalize the odds 1-1. And from a best of 3, we're back to technically just a best of 1 to decide which of these nations will go and represent their country in the main stage of Iesf WEC 24 in Riyadh. Will it be Cambodia? Will it be Malaysia? Go and spam in the live chat what you guys think this game is going to show us. Will it be even a stomp, or maybe perhaps our first ever mid to late game battle? Because in the early game, Ra is getting bullied. Deja vu.
Oh no, deja vu. Yums. Oh, Ra is gonna go down. This might be once again a response here coming through. Yums trying to get out of there. Sky's there to back him up, and now possibly another kill. Malaysia 2 on the board early in. Boxing not going to be able to really do much either, and Skies will go ahead, delay the jungle even further from Lucas.
And now,
He got out.
Okay. I was about to say, man, that was really close. The fact that he wanted to just, risk that gorgeous up top.
Ooh. Revenge strike, not enough to get the kill, but sorry, Felix, he has that minion there to tank up the tower, and he's just going to chase down Gojez. Gojez has nowhere to go, and he gets swung into the air, and now Boxing once again going to be the target for Malaysia as Lolil will pick up the kill. At least Cambodia able to get 1 on the board earlier on the top side. Malaysia really controlling so far this portion of the game. Nothing too crazy. Ra, is he going to force this on Stormy? Goes in, but not enough damage just yet.
Not enough just yet, but still for Malaysia, it's such a good lead at the start of the game. If you take a look at the gold, though, not too big. It's only just, around 500 gold that they picked up with those 3 kills. I think it's because of the solo kill as well, up top, that they weren't really able to fully capitalize on this. And it's actually going to be Cambodia on the turtle.
Okay, yeah, actually, Cambodia will be able to take this just fine. Really easily, actually. They knew that Skies was trying to get the purple buff, and they might look to punish now. Stormy could be in trouble in the mid lane. Lucas jumps in, won't be able to get the kill with the Lycan Pounce, and now forcing Yums back a little bit further. Skies might try to just swoop in and retrieve this purple buff. He's going to have to time it perfectly. Penalty zone already going to be used. Gojez trying to join the fight from the backside, but Skies is in trouble. Will be able to survive, though, barely. But meanwhile, will lose that buff, and they keep it together. But right now, Cambodia really fighting back, given how the beginning of the game went, at least able to keep things even and take some even from Malaysia.
Game number 1, Cambodia, the way that they were able to go up against the Fanny was, all right, you know what? We are already snowballing at the start of the game. We'll just use our composition with a lot of the displacements that we have in our composition to go up against the Fanny. We won't even go for the purple buff steals, purple buff invades. But game number 3 is a bit different. You do have, tools to utilize to cancel out those dashes coming in from the Fanny, but it's still kind of a brawl composition that you've built for yourself in the early phase of the game, especially considering that, this is a strong side of the XP lane for Cambodia. They're going to be able to force the issue a lot in around that purple buff side that will be spawning up towards the top side of the map. So for Cambodia, it's already a very different angle of attack now. It'll be more of the threats towards the purple buff. And when you do that, Skies is going to be having a bad time. I was talking about how this Fanny pick could work. This Fanny pick is still really good on the hands of Skies. But if you don't have a purple buff, I'm sorry to say, but it doesn't matter how good you really are around the early game, at least, right? If you don't have the purple buff and you play within your base, sure, Boxy.
Oh, Box. Okay, he's gonna be fine. But yeah, as you were saying, if Skies doesn't have the purple buff, it's gonna be tough. And every time it's up, you look at the rotations from Cambodia. They want to find now in the mid lane once again. Look at the burst damage from Stormy from the Yin Yang overturn. But a huge setup, and into the penalty zone they go. Still looking. Stormy's the one to fall, and they might be looking for Gojez. Tries to get something with a Primal Wrath. What a flicker, though. Will be able to pick up a kill himself and survive the fight. And now they just chase him down, but Gojez should be fine. It looked so good for Cambodia, but then fell apart quickly.
Wow. Back and forth, but a win for Malaysia. Good flicker out by Gojez. And honestly, for me, it feels like Ra was saving that flicker a bit too long. I think it's really good, though, if we take a look at the long term of that flicker not being used, because they do have a lot of pressure here. And Skies is waiting in the bush, gets spotted out. So they're going to reset and look to go for the neutral objective again. 1,000 gold behind this time.
Oh, he's trying to get in there. He's going to be able to get there in time, though. Yin Yang overturn already used, and Skies is somehow able to get the turtle in the exchange. No one will fall, but the turtle is at least secured for Malaysia. Cambodia tried their best to keep him at bay, but they struggled a little bit dealing with this. Purple buff's going to be up for Lucas, though. And again, Cambodia still trying to work through this lead now. Yums takes some damage and Stormy, but they get the turret now for Malaysia. Bottom side turret. Looks like they're going to put more pressure here on the resources. Cambodia, though, go ahead and make sure Lucas gets this buff because Malaysia, man, they're starting to further the gold lead. We talked about it. They kept it relatively even, but now they're pulling further ahead, 2,000 ahead in this gold, almost 6 minutes into the game. But relatively, I'd say it's still a pretty back and forth between both.
The Malaysian snowball is online in the 5th minute of the game. A signature playstyle, which theoretically is kind of weird. It doesn't snow in Malaysia, but hey, we'll go with it, right? Sky Piercer for the Fanny. Oh, Yums!
Yums gonna go in. Way the Dragon gonna be used. Purify already there. Now fighting in the mid lane. Look at the damage coming out. Yums in trouble. Zaman Force already dropped down as well. They're gonna fight it out. Lucas could be in trouble. Ying and Overturn has too much damage, but it's a double kill for Lolil. And they force boxing back as well. They're not done yet. Sorry, Felix has to flicker defensively. Man, Malaysia, what an overlay of ultimates and abilities to win that fight.
They wanted to, double down on the early game to mid. We saw it with the Kagura pick as well, and we are seeing it now. Used Lolio with a dive. Oh, clean by Lolio. The synchro fissioning. That final shot, Felix definitely overstaying in the mid lane, not respecting that damage from a 3-0 Lolio on the Harith. 6 minutes in, Naisu, and it's looking very, very similar to game number 2 and how Malaysia was able to control the map. But this time, I think it's a bit more impressive because it's not like they shut down Cambodia from the start. They're just able to outfight them, outclass them in these skirmishes, and even outset up a lot of these skirmishes. Yums, we got to give a lot of credit to him because in that second turtle, it would have been free. Go, Jess.
Ojez gonna go in onward into the air. Shatter boxing, trying to get out of there with that formation, but even with the setup, it's not gonna happen. There's just too much damage once again, and Skies joins the fight to clean things up, and all Rock can do is watch his teammates fall apart as Malaysia will get the kills, get the fights, and the turtle now ready to just further the lead. Full snowball effect at this point. Lolil gonna find Ra, pushes him out. So even with the Zaman Force, but they'll get this tier 2 early. This early on, and a purple buff gonna be lost for Lucas.
Slowly but surely, again, just utilizing their lead. They don't want to throw the game. This is still such a massive lead to utilize. So many advantages to choose from. I mean, at this point, I'm really just trying to look at that damage as well. The fact that the Cho dealt 10,000 damage more than the Fanny, only dealing 8,000 damage. It kind of made me kind of speechless there. Okay, so even for Cambodia, it's not like they're not doing damage at all. For the Terizla, the Valentina, and even the Roger, they're actually doing quite a bit of damage, but Run the King on this carry, pick that I was also kind of doubting in the drafts. I have to say, man, you don't really have a good time on the carry up against this kind of composition. You want to pick up the carry usually up against tankier members. The fact that they picked it up against composition with a lot of damage dealers, that's why I was already downing it. But then I saw the Kufra pick, and I was like, all right, I get what they're trying to do. They want to go for a safe pick. Gorgeous. Flickers forward. Earth Shatter. Yums conceal.
Oh, Yums. Yums using the conceal again. Gonna knock up 3 members, but can't find the way the Dragon he was looking for. They'll force the fight anyway. Cambodia gonna force Malaysia back a little bit further. Everybody's still alive. Yums had an idea. It didn't work out that time. So Cambodia buying themselves some more time to farm up here.
It's great though, right? The fact that you can still just utilize Yums with his aggressive damage, with his aggressive positioning and decision making, it's still okay for Malaysia. You don't really have to go for the full discipline route sometimes, especially if you have a player like Yums. He's on a roam anyways, so even if he goes for those crazy, risky plays, if he dies, it's fine. It's just a roam. You just wait for him to respawn, especially in the 9th minute of the game where the death timers are still so low. So now Yums is actually going to look for the angle of attack, and you'll have a very, very good angle to go for a flank from the bottom side of the map. The purple buff actually going to be stolen away by Skies early here before the Lord even gets contested. So that's an advantage already by Skies. 2 levels ahead now of Lucas. When it comes to the retry battle, Lucas is going to have a tough time, especially now the Heptaseas also. Man, so many of these power spikes coming in the right time.
Yep, Tyrant's Revenge gonna be using the rage. They find the target. Yum's gonna be taken out. Zaman Force on boxing. Look at the damage once again. Skies will join the fight. Blade turning everywhere, looking for a possible maniac, but doesn't get it, as Lolio will pick
GG.
up the kill, but it's a wipeout for Malaysia. They have the waves already pushing in. Timers are too long, but they could possibly just get these base turrets down. Hold on, base turret, look at the live. We have to keep
GG.
an eye on the live. Zaman Force already churned, and it looks like Malaysia might possibly end the game with a live here as we go back, and they'll do it.